Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. I'm thrilled that we have Mary Santos here with us from sunny Australia. And hi, so she's basically a custom trade exhibition specialist and also coaching others how to actually do these amazing things on the trade shows. So, Mary, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi everyone, I'm Marie. I'm from 44 Projects. I've been doing custom exhibition stands for the last 20 years, over 20 years. I also coach people into exhibiting at trade shows, and I've also got an online course as well, if you like that self-paced um, service. And I love exhibitions.
Absolutely. Thank you for that introduction. And on top of that, I wanted to really ask you if you can share with our audience, like, what excites you about your business?
Okay. So for a long time, for many years, you kind of, in business, you get a sense of, why am I doing this? I'm over this. It's boring. I've got to, I just keep doing the same thing. And I'd say the last year, I started to love it again because I found a passion where I'm not just helping big corporates or the big brands to do custom exhibition stands. I'm also I found a way of helping the small companies, the startups, the the one business person, or the smaller businesses, how to exhibit successfully. And I'm enjoying that process. So last March, I made that decision. You know what? How can I help the smaller guys? And that's what I've done. And I've grown to love my industry again. It's not a chore anymore, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. And then on top of that, like, if you can tell us basically what inspired you to start this business?
Oh, look, I fell into this business in 2004, and I was employed by a few bigger companies in the trade show industry. And then in about 2007, I went out on my own and I contracted to a lot of people. And then I found that I was getting some clients of my own. So I had a mixture of contracting and my own clients. And I just kept going with that. And in COVID, when COVID hit, exhibitions died. So I had to um, take on a couple of jobs, and it's slowly building back up, and I'm starting to get more traction again and moving forward.
Totally. And then what's your plan for your business for next sort of year to next year? Let's call it next year.
Yeah, I really want to start getting my online course out there. I want to be coaching more people and doing a range of the online course, coaching, webinars for people who want to, who haven't got a budget, that can come and watch me teach people how to, exhibit, and also do keep going with my custom exhibition stands. And that's really what I want to do. And I want to get more of a turnover, and that just takes time, and get more social media, get out there more on social media and do more marketing.
Totally. And can you tell us about your business? Is it mainly focused on Australia or you're international or what's the goal there?
Oh no, I'm international.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a thing. Trade shows are everywhere, especially in the Northern Hemisphere. Australia's quite small, but I've done jobs in the Czech Republic. I've done Asia. I've organised jobs in the US and in parts of Europe. So it's a global market. Exhibitions, once you know about exhibitions, it's a global market. And I think right now Euroshop is happening, and that's in Germany. That's one of the biggest shows ever.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, here in Berlin, we also have a lot of trade shows and stuff, and
Yeah,
it's
you do.
this is a big thing here. Yeah, absolutely. Not far away from where we're based. So, anyway, the thing is basically also in terms of your business. When we were in the green room before we started recording, we talked a little bit about you also now coaching others to do what you do. So, tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so as I said to you, when I go to site to build custom exhibition stands, people usually come up to me and ask me for help and advice, and it's usually the people that have got the small stands and they don't have the budget for custom exhibition stands. And I thought to myself, what can I do to help these guys? I can do an online course and I can do coaching, and I have had my first American client, and I coached him through his first exhibition, because I don't think people realize how hard it is to uh, do an expo. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of stress, and if you don't get it right, you just walk away feeling really dejected. Why did I spend all this money? I've got nothing for it. And I thought, you know what, I can teach somebody, and I can guide them through the processes right through the show, and past that, when the show's finished, with the post analytic stuff, and I can help them. And he couldn't believe how much work goes into an exhibition, and he was only a small booth. So I'm really good at coaching, and I'm really good at giving out my information, my experience to people, so they can successfully exhibit.
Nice, excellent. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting how you actually transitioned or expanded your business into coaching as well, because with your experience, it's really important that people don't lose out on things like, as you mentioned, if you have a trade show and you spend all this money and it doesn't go wrong. So having a coach can really help you in that
Yeah.
way. Yeah, 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 absolutely. So if someone wants to actually find out a little bit more about you, connect to you, how they can do that?
Look, I've got a website. This is my first year of having a website. I've got most of my work through word of mouth, but my website is www.44 FORTY projects with an S.com.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I can share this in the description of this episode as well. And then on top of that, if you can maybe share some tip with our audience on what would you suggest, maybe about why it's important to go on a trade show, or if you're on a trade show, like how you can maybe make sure that everything goes right. So if you can maybe share some of those tips, please.
Absolutely. Okay. If you're a B2B company, if you're selling B2B or even B2C, and you want to sell products and services, and there's a couple of trade shows that you would like to go to, I'd suggest to do your research. First off, you've got to find a trade show that has your demographic. There's no use in going to a trade show where your demographic is not there. Okay, that's the first thing. Do your research. Secondly, have a budget. Make sure that you've got enough funds, because what happens once you book that stand, there's extra costs, and people don't read their contract, and then they find out they've got to book, labor to get in, or the loading dock, or flooring, or power. So there's extra costs to going to a trade show. Secondly, plan. Make sure your plan, you have a calendar, and you've put all the dates in that you need to book something, or organize something, and then do your marketing. Then make sure when you're at the show, get the leads. What I want you to do is get leads. That's the key, because exhibitions are just a room full of warm leads. And you know how hard it is to get a warm lead? It's extremely hard. We know. We're all in business. So please, if you're going to be at a trade show, make sure you get leads, and make sure 24 hours, 48 hours, you follow up on those leads, because technically, this they say that 80% of people don't follow up on those leads. So don't be that 80%, be the 20% that follow up leads, and you will make money from that.
Absolutely.
Guarantee.
Yeah, very good. Wow, Mary, thank you so much for sharing this with your audience. Great tips and your story as well. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode, and see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, listeners.